Governments of the countries of the world should be preparing for a financial system collapse.
Largest global oil crisis in history.
Because there will be a worldwide disruption of food supplies.
And cue the fire if I did not know any better, which I probably don't. I would guess we are currently entering World War III. And Your Honor, I would like to show evidence. I left out one person out of the World War III image there. But as we speak, Russia's getting involved, China's involved in the back end. This is a rarity. Never heard before. These are like nuke something radio waves. More specifically, a nuclear command signal detected. We've had these before. This one's a rare one and it happened last night. I know you click subscribe because you want breaking news right now. What's going to happen in an hour? U.S. military assembles the largest force of warships. You got Bush over there. Everyone's over there. For what? For nothing? No, it's all going down. I know the war's over. We won. Actually, DJT just said, yep, cancel talks. So may God be with you in the stock market. I know, and it will go up. According to technical analysis, you guys are top right now. I mean, this is when I said enter and you made money. This is when I said enter and you made money. This is when I said enter. This is when I said. So it's how the game is played. If you want to play the game by clicking buttons, just launched my new course, Money Glitch. It took one student to go through the course, and every day I post 279. 440. The other day he was like 4,000. While I'm currently filming the course, it's $299, then goes to $399, just like always. I have limited coupons. If it says expired or it says $1,000, come back tomorrow. Well, breaking news, unless there is no tomorrow, then you can have the day off. As we have leaked documents. Actually, LBC confirms not just a normal run-of-the-mill. This is actually one of the ones that are stamped terrifying. Leaked Pentagon document. At this point, you actually don't even need terrifying documents. What is going to hit us is going to be monumental. It will be life-changing, especially if you live anywhere outside of America. This is like I've been showing you guys this. Oil exports. Look, see? They're gone. We've went from let's take an excursion. Sure. 3-hour tour. Okay. Let's go swimming. All right. We're swimming. Well, let's dive a little bit. All right. I can't breathe anymore. The bubbles. This is where we're at. We just dove 1,000 feet by ourselves because we are like Superman, which I know you could fly out. But now you've realized, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to get to the top. And then the bubbles come. And then the bubbles stop. We are at that point where we're looking up going, where are we at? We're faced with rhetoric like, we've won this war. It's just going to be 2 weeks. They just canceled the talks. You want to know why they canceled the talks? Because DJT said, I'm holding all of the cards. Well, open the Strait of Hormuz. Why is the USS Ford over there now? Why is Bush over there now? Why do we have the biggest buildup in history over there right now? Because you're just not going to use it. It's at a time that Europe is preparing. I mean, tanks in the street, they're like, here it is. And just in case you need context, you're out shopping, visiting neighbors. Yeah, this is currently Europe right now. Everything's good. We're just practicing here. No, it's going down. Everyone's getting ready. And again, we have the financial. IMF is signaling collapse. Sorry, potential collapse. And top economist, which I am not, they're using the word apocalyptic. PhD was actually just on a talk show, which I cannot say what talk show because YouTube doesn't like the talk show, and they will boot this video. He's making the same point that we're all making. Like, we're not just out of time, we're out of time.
Where this needs to end. If this doesn't end and this strait isn't opened up anytime real soon, I mean, here's the problem. You don't do it right, and Iran and the BRICS nations are going to control the oil. We need to control the oil, but somehow this conflict truly just needs to end, or else we see global inflation happen. So I don't think this is going to end tomorrow. It's going to take some kind of diplomatic posturing for this to end. I don't see that happening anytime real soon. He wants to control the oil? We do. Iran does. But the control of oil is like the control of money. And you've got the Rothschilds and the global banking cartels behind it because oil is money, right? So they're making money hand over fist.
Complete posturing for World War III. And economically, again, I'm not a mathematician here, but these numbers don't add up. If I was a military planner, I'd be like, yeah, I think we're going in. At the same time, the world's collapsing. Oh, we have leaked government documents. That's this one. And also what popped up on the screen was silver. Did you guys catch that? I mean, I did because I have ADHD. I'm like, oh, hey, what's that? $309 an ounce. So Bank of America has stark message for silver owners, holders, 309. By end of 2020. How do you do that? What I will do after this, I will chart it for you. It's been a little bit, still in the same bull run. We did have an unhealthy pullback. I mean, the one pull, that was just manipulation. Sorry, you don't see that. I guess someone with a few trillion. But let's take a listen.
About the Falkland Islands because of this leaked Pentagon document that suggests that in a whole raft of reprisals that the United States and the Trump administration is thinking of taking towards NATO members, one of them is to renounce the notion that the UK has any sovereign right to the Falkland Islands, which of course would be a massive gift to Donald Trump's mucker in Buenos Aires, Javier Milei, and would also, very neatly from Donald Trump's perspective, further punish Keir Starmer, something that he can't.
Okay, and I have no idea what that guy, I can't speak English. Guys, so I just brought in my friend from, he's actually my translator. He's going to tell me what this guy said. He didn't watch the video, but we're talking, he's an expert in war. And then he speaks that language. I don't know what it is. It's like, oh, how do you say?
Yeah, firstly, I just didn't watch that video. He just pulled me in, so...
World War III.
Yeah, there's loads of this talk at the minute, of this World War III. And if you look at what's actually happening, it's not just Europe, right? So everyone knows Europe, Ukraine. It's been going on for years now. What are we, 5 years in? It's just been going on and on. But that's actually about to pivot, and we'll mention that in a minute. But you've also got Iran.
They have ADHD. They don't have a minute.
Okay, well, I'll just do it now. So what's happening in Europe now, you've seen this massive pivot. And this tends to happen technologically during wartime, where one country will advance technologically. They'll find that sort of winning angle. And I'm not saying that that's actually happened now predominantly, but Ukraine has started all this drone warfare, and they're pumping out drones. The Russian soldiers are really struggling to counter those drones now. So you've seen these meetings. Zelensky's just had meetings, and he's become very bearish on Ukraine winning this war. I don't actually think that, but I think he's still seeing this stalemate for a long time. But this is the sort of rhetoric. It's changed heavily, and he's sort of being very aggressive with some of the European nations, talking about how they've turned the tide and they're pushing Russia back and all the others. You've always got to remember there's propaganda on both sides. But the whole World War III thing that everyone's talking about now is predominantly because as one country gets into fighting mode and war mode with other countries, you see the sort of other countries, like, my enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that coming in. But you see other actors starting to take advantage. You're going to see, we've already seen actually loads more conflicts breaking out all around the world. And the other big one I think you're going to see is sort of China, Taiwan. Probably not going to happen this week, this month, but it will happen eventually as the US is sort of preoccupied with Iran. I actually think that's probably going to kick off. I mean, you could even see it this weekend, this whole, the ceasefire, wink, wink, which I don't think was a ceasefire. I think it was a very diplomatic, intelligent sort of strategy, military strategy to build up the troops. There's been this massive war bridge, non-stop. You've seen all the C-17s flying back and forth from the States into Middle East, different regions, getting all the troops prepared. I think that's really what the ceasefire was. It was to prepare. Yeah. But now you got Iran saying they're getting out the big guns, 500 ballistic missiles, they can target US, anywhere, etc. Not quite accurate, but yeah, they could probably reach the East coast if they really wanted to go that far. I think it's probably going to be more Middle Eastern countries. But yeah, what we're seeing is this massive movement. You know, it's like Black Mirror, if you ever remember that episode Metalhead with the robo AI dog, right? And it just took everybody out. You can't fight it. That is where we've come so quickly in warfare now, drone warfare, and that's flying. So it's even worse than the dogs, right? It's just kicking off. That's why there's so much talk now about World War III and everything else. Are we going into that today, tomorrow, next week? No. But that's the way it's leading towards if this keeps going at this speed, at this pace. And the other main thing, I know you wanted me to be quick, but the other main thing is oil, energy. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. You look at most of these
English guys.
I can talk all day. I can talk all day, but it's the energy as well. It's the oil. As soon as this bites, you're probably going to see it 24th, 25th of May sort of region, give or take 2 days in Europe. It's already going to hit early May in Asia. As soon as that kicks in, you watch, all this will turn around from, we don't want to get involved to, okay, we need to send it. Yeah, they're going to have to. If you don't have diesel for your what do tanks run on? What do jets run on? They're not running on solar panels, wind turbines. They're running on kerosene, diesel, heavy fuels. If they haven't got the heavy fuels for their military, the military is non-operational. So they're going to have to do something. So yeah, it's going to kick off. It's just a matter of time.
Well, we have till tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're okay. You got it.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I use, if I wanted to blow my nose, can I use this?
Yeah. Hey, stay away from my stuff.
All right. That's Neil McCoy Ward, you guys. Go click subscribe. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Actually been friends for about 8 years. We were friends in California, and then he went to Isle of Man, bought a castle to dodge taxes, and I remained to pay taxes. We have two things going on currently right now. We got war. We always have war because war produces money, oil, money. And then we have the fallout, which I don't know. Like, does our administration not know what that fallout is going to look like? Do we have heads in the sand? I mean, most people do right now. It was on Tucker. He was very apocalyptic, also known as a no head in the sand kind of a guy.
The Middle East more generally, because the U.S. will rain missiles and bombs on Iran, and Iran will launch what it has against targets in the neighborhood to show deterrence, and hoping that that deterrence will stop something. Often, instead, what you get is just both sides unleashing their arsenals. And what will happen in a short period of time is not a closure of shipping, but a destruction of the physical capacities of providing the oil and the gas and the fertilizers and the petrochemicals and the other very core commodities for the world economy. And it doesn't take that much to bring the world economy into a tailspin, because you don't need to close down half the oil supply. You might need to shut off 20% of the world oil supply, and that by enough will send the prices soaring, make Americans really suffer across the board, because it's not only at the gas pump and not only in the utility bills, but also in the cost of food, which will soar from this as well, because there will be a worldwide disruption of food supplies coming from this, because we're a very significant proportion of the urea, which underpins the nitrogen-based fertilizers of the world, come from this region.
From natural gas.
From the natural gas production, exactly. From the oil and gas.
Now the question is, where do I run? Well, oil, silver. Learn where the sell button is. United Airlines raising ticket prices up 20%. So costs go up, bombs get launched, more bombs, and then more bombs, and it's just this whole, I mean, right now, 500 intercontinental ballistic missiles to respond. We attack, they attack, everyone attack. Old MacDonald. The American territories themselves will be attacked, including the capital, Washington, New York City. I doubt it, but okay. We're going to want to trade this stuff. make digits go up. Well, you're seeing it. There is more movement going on than ever before. They're, if not prepared, they're ready. Whatever spreadsheet you want to create on what's happening now, this is shortage, like missing. It's already here. It's done. Sit there all day and just watch the, trade oil. Actually, the NASDAQ, and then we went into the market closed. Break that, you go way higher. You measure it down. You break that, you go below the 200. So if for some reason you specifically would love to learn about futures, I have never done this before. I have a futures course. If you're interested, $199 is only if you're like, I just want to trade. I actually trade futures 80% of the time. It was my indices tab. You want energy. Let's trade CL1. Let's take a look-see. So you could trade futures just like you trade everything else. You got your swings. You got your purple. You got your 7, 8, 9, right? Get out. Take profit. Oh, you got your beat down. And then you wait for another swing. You can swing trade oil. It was on the 2-minute. This is on the daily. Where are we going with oil? Well, I see something. Just change this. Do you see something? You're like, yeah, I see a middle finger. That's good, Bradley, but it's actually a head and shoulders. It is not played out yet. You still have a long way to go. You got to break this. And then you measure from neckline to head, and then we come all the way down. Oil will be at, and this is what people will quote. They'll be like, no, Bravo said oil's going to be at $53. You got to break it, Stan. Turn on one thing. Are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? Ooh, the 20. That's not good. How about the 200? Uptrend. You're below the 20 and always comes up. Always, it's like a magnet. Dink. It'll be a magnet. Dink. And then maybe we'll go down. But I've been saying for a long time, like when you do this, see, this is silver. Uptrend. Up. See, up. It's pointing up. Right now, silver is, there you go. There's the magnet. That's the 20. It gets pulled to it. Now you want to bounce off of it. And then what you don't want to do, don't break the blue line. Because if you break the blue line, we're going to the red dotted line. That would be the 200-day moving average. But again, take advantage of all these things that I offer so you can make your digits go up. You can go like, oh, I like a couple of $100 a day. That's nice. Thank you very much. Pays for my weekend. And with that, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.